out on the run today. Look up you up on the ceiling. Got those yellow strips to press, pull them down a couple of seconds, so get my attention up front here. First right behind me, we'll have those pushing the top of the window. Medical emergency right behind me. And last, I need items dropped off the train. I can stop pick up for you during the tour. Let me know back to the station where you lost it, and I can try to help along with it if you feel you're great. So hang on tight to all those things. With that being said, let's start with this in here on the right. You may thought we were on the Tram, so why don't we start it off with a domestic dog? That is indeed a yellow lab. This happens to be the cheetah habitat. I did not see the cheetah at the moment, but perhaps on the way back we may see a spotted friend or two. But don't worry, the dog is supposed to be in there, not a cheetah snack, just a cheetah companion. We'll keep our fingers crossed a little bit later to get on our tour here in East Africa, which is on the left. You're going to see the southern white rhinos though, a couple of them laying up on the hillside, a couple grazing here as well. Looks like we got Casey and Alice to our front left grazing. Casey's going up a little bit lower. Alice is above her though, her young one. Not so little anymore. Alice is about 2.5 years old now, still sticking close to mom. That's typical though. Southern white rhino cats hang out with mom for about 3 years or so. But we will be traveling throughout the African savannas today, admiring all the beautiful wildlife that lives here, like these gorgeous rhinos. They're my favorite. And the giraffes, he's buffalo, lots of antelope out here. And checking out some of their adaptations that these guys have to see how their adaptations help them to better survive within their environment. Things such as coloration, marking, or sometimes even behaviors. And with all that being said, I'd like to thank you for joining us here today at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Hanging out here with us today means you've all walked through one of the 2 front doors of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance. Other front doors, of course, the San Diego Zoo, which is going to be downtown in Balboa Park, about a 40-minute drive south of here or so. So here at the Safari Park, we actually opened our doors in 1972 to the public, and originally started as a breeding facility for San Diego Zoo. Here at the park, we're situated on an expansive back in 2015 as part of the state conservation project. No rhinos up front, but you may see a couple of these mule deer grazing on the green grass. Don't worry, these are local native deer. Not a species, rather just scrapings here to eat all of our plants. But going back to the Ketocon Rhino Rescue Center, and they can actually take these skin cells, believe it or not, turn them into embryos, which sounds a little bit crazy, but like Justice Park fully does. But ultimate goal of them being using IVF, so that is in vitro fertilization, that embryo transplant process, on these southern white rhinos here at the Ketocon Rhino Rescue Center. So hopefully then one day be surrogate mothers for northern white rhinos to bring them back to species and viable populations entirely. We are, however, though, still a little bit of a ways off from the stage of IVF and surrogacy with the rhinos, but we have in fact been successful twice here at the park with another assisted reproductive technique with what's called artificial insemination, sometimes abbreviated to AI. And a couple rhinos were born from that a few years back now. Edward and Teacher, born from artificial insemination. If you've heard of them before, they still live here at the park with us. Edward and Teacher, though, very exciting births to happen here at the park, as they're the only 2 southern white rhinos in the western hemisphere to be born this way from AI. Kind of a reason for that. It's been more of a complicated process to do with them, but it's amazing work going on here, especially rhino conservation for them, which I could probably talk about all day. They're my absolute favorite. We do, however, have much more to see up ahead. So let's get to it here in East South Africa habitat. Got the Maasai giraffe nibbling on some yummy fresh browse here in the South African habitat. Maasai giraffes tend to be a bit darker in coloration. Spots are also a little more jagged and irregular in appearance than other giraffe species. But hard to miss these absolute icons of the savannah when they stand a striking 16 to 18 feet tall and fully grown. They are going to be the tallest animals on Earth, of course, by quite a long shot, you could say. With their own and it's going to be quite a difference. So a giraffe has got a bit going on in that mouth, and there's a thing called leaves and skillet. And check out some of our friends up here and the rest of the city, as well as the southwest hub. And that's actually our own backyard. So we're looking at it up on the hillsides around the safari park with that native habitat of coastal sage scrub. We'll talk a bit more about the southwest hub a little bit later. So for now, let's go ahead and check out the rest of the savannas here in the South African habitat. With one last Maasai giraffe here, the tallest one here at the safari park actually doesn't go on. I'd like to call him the tall, dark, and handsome one. A striking 18 feet tall. One from the tallest, except possibly some of the smallest, would be the springbok just behind Go On. Springbok are going to be the tan and white gazelle with the dark horizontal stripes. And the springbok are my absolute
What did you think, Summer? Was it fun?
Monkey.
The monkeys? Let's go see if they're out. We have to go home now. Yeah.
Mommy.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, it's like Elsa, Anna, and Ola.